Hello to all. Here I am going to explain about the bomb calorimeter. So the gross calorific value of solid fuels and liquid fuels can be determined by bomb calorimeter. Okay. So what is the principle of bomb calorimeter? A known weight of solid or liquid fuel is burned in the presence of excess oxygen in the closed vessel or closed pot, and the products of combustion are cooled to get the GCV, that is gross calorific value of fuel. So this is a simple principle of the bomb calorimeter experiment. So which are the construction point? So we can say here the first point, bomb pod is there, then calorimeter, number 3 water and air jacket, and the last number 4 accessories. So in accessories again sub points are there like pellet press, which is very small instrument. Okay, second that is oxygen cylinder, and number 3 that is DC current, DC source. Now let's see one by one all the construction points. The first one about the bomb pot. So what about the bomb pot? So it is a cylindrical strong stainless steel pot which having a lid, and the lid can be fitted airtight to the bomb pot by using the screws. Okay. Now there are the two electrodes which are fitted through the lid, and there is an oxygen inlet valve at the center of the lid. So one of the electrodes is provided with a ring to hold the crucible which containing the fuel, and there is a thin resistant wire tied to the electrodes in the loop form, and the loop touches to the fuel. Second, that is about the calorimeter. So what about the calorimeter? There is a stainless steel or copper calorimeter in which the bomb pod is kept, and it contains a known volume of water, and the water is kept circulating around the bomb pod with the help of the stirrer. A Beckman or digital thermometer is kept in the water of calorimeter, which can be record the rise in temperature of water due to absorbing heat generated in burning of the fuel in a bomb pot. Okay, so calorimeter, it is either copper or stainless steel container, and it containing known quantity of the water. Okay, it containing the digital or Beckman thermometer as well as the stirrer. Now next one, that is water and air jackets. So what is the role of water and air jacket? It prevent or it avoid the heat loss due to the radiation. Okay, so it avoid the heat loss due to radiation. Now last one, that is accessories. So we first write here the pellet press, that is a instrument which convert the powder of solid fuel into the pellet or tablet form. Okay, now oxygen cylinder is there, so we fill here the oxygen in a bomb pod by using the oxygen cylinder, which is at the pressure nearly 25 kilogram per centimeter square. And we also use here the DC battery, that is 6-volt battery, okay, to pass the current for the combustion of fuel. So these are the 4 construction point for the bomb calorimeter, that is bomb pod, calorimeter, water and air jackets, and accessories. Now what about the working of bomb calorimeter? Okay, so let's see the working of the bomb calorimeter. So first here you have to take here the known quantity of the pellet of solid fuel or capsule of the liquid fuel, and this fuel you have to kept in a crucible, and this crucible you have to kept in a ring of the electrode. Then tie the resistant wire between the electrode in a such that it touches to the fuel. Next one, add here the 10 ml of distilled water at the bottom of bomb pot and fix the lid tightly to the bomb pot by using the screws. Then fill the bomb pot with the oxygen at the pressure 25 kg per centimeter square by using the oxygen cylinder. Then place this bomb pot in a calorimeter. Add known volume of the water in a calorimeter so that the bomb pot it is get immersed in the water of calorimeter. Place the calorimeter in a water and air jacket, okay, by using the plastic studs. Keep the thermometer and stirrer in a water of calorimeter. Then put the plastic cover on hold the assembly, and then make here the electrical connections from battery to the electrodes. Operate the stirrer for the 5 minutes and note here the initial temperature of water. Then pass the current for 5 to 10 seconds, okay, to heat the wire so that the fuel catches the fire. And if the fuel containing sulfur and nitrogen elements, then they get converted into SO3 and N2O5. So sulfur get oxidized to form here the SO3 gas, whereas nitrogen get oxidized to form here the N2O5 gas. Now these gases get dissolved in the distilled water in a bomb pot to form the acids like H2SO4 and HNO3. So from the sulfur we get here the H2SO4, similarly from the nitrogen we get here the HNO3, and these two acids are the products of the bomb calorimeter experiment. Now note here the maximum temperature reached. After that, note here the average rate of fall of current temperature per minute, and then time taken for reaching to the initial temperature. So which are here the four observation for this experiment. First one, that is you have to mention here the initial temperature before starting the combustion. Then note here the maximum temperature reached because formation of the acid, it is an exothermic process. So second observation, you have to note here the maximum temperature reached. Observation number 3, that is a note here average rate of fall of temperature per minute. And fourth observation, that is time taken for reaching to the initial temperature. So these are the four observations you have to note during the experiment. Now last one, that is open the bomb pot and wash the content. Then separate it by using the separation flask. Okay, so we can separate these two acids from each other by using the separation process. So let's see about the calculation. So in calculation we use here the notification like small x gram. So mass of fuel in gram, so we use here the small x, okay, gram. Mass of water in calorimeter, which is capital W gram. Water equivalent of calorimeter, which is small w gram. Gross calorific value of fuel, which is indicated by using the capital L, which is in calorie per gram or kilocalorie per kilogram. Rise in temperature of water, that is T2 minus T1. So here T1 it is a initial temperature of water, whereas T2 it is a final temperature of water. So rise in temperature, that is T2 minus T1 degree centigrade. By considering there is no any heat loss, then we can write here heat liberated by burning of fuel, that is equal to heat absorbed by the water and calorimeter. So we get here the equation small xl, that is equal to capital W plus small w in a first bracket, multiply by rise in temperature, that is T2 minus T1. But here we have to calculate the GCV, and that is equal to capital L, which is equal to in first bracket capital W plus small w multiply by rise in temperature, that is T2 minus T1, and all this divided by small x, which is mass of fuel in gram. So we get here the GCV, which is in calorie per gram or which is in kilocalorie per kilogram. Now next one about the correction. So we get here the total amount of heat. It is not only due to the combustion of fuel, but it is due to some more factors. So which are they? So we consider as a corrections. Okay, and there is again the second formula for this experiment. Now see the first one, fuse wire correction. Okay, so out of the total heat obtained, the little heat is given out by the fuse wire when the current is passed for the 5 to 10 seconds to start the combustion. Hence, it must be subtracted. So fuse wire, yes, it should be subtracted. Similarly, acid correction is there, and which is small a. Fuse wire correction, it is small f, whereas the acid correction is small a. So what about the acid correction? We know that there are the formation of the acid taking place during the experiment. Okay, so sulfur and nitrogen in the fuel are oxidized to form the sulfuric acid as well as the nitric acid. So formation of the acids, these are the exothermic process. This is the exothermic process, and the heat measured includes a small share by this acid formation. So it should be subtracted. Now come to the third correction, that is cooling correction, and it is indicated by Tc small tc or T small t dot dt. So what about the cooling correction? If the time taken for water in a calorimeter to cool from maximum temperature attained to the room temperature is small t minutes, and the average cooling rate is small dt divided by minute, then the cooling correction to be added to the rise in temperature is small t dot dt. That means what? In short, we can say here cooling correction you have to add with the rise in temperature. Then we get here T2 minus T1 plus Tc. That means you have to add this cooling correction with the rise in temperature. Clear? So these are the three correction, that is fuse wire, which is small f, acid correction, which is A, and cooling correction, it is Tc small tc or small t dot dt. Okay, so fuse wire correction should be subtracted. Similarly, acid correction should be subtracted, but cooling correction you have to add with the rise in temperature. Now we get here the another formula by using all these corrections. So what is our formula? GCV, that is equal to, in first bracket, capital W plus small w, okay, multiply by rise in temperature along with the correction, that is cooling correction. So we write here T2 minus T1 plus Tc, that is our cooling correction, minus, so you have to subtract here the fuse wire as well as the acid correction. So minus, in last bracket we take here Ta, that is cool acid correction, plus Tf, that is what, fuse wire correction. So instead of the Ta we can write here the small a, plus instead of the Tf we can write here the f, only small f, that is a fuse wire correction, and all this divided by x, which is mass of fuel in gram. So again we get here the GCV, and we use here the unit calorie per gram or kilocalorie per kilogram. Okay, so I will stop here. Thank you.